Yeah, a lot of my teams are just literally, I like these characters. Have a cookie. First gotcha game you played. Flame, I thought I told you this story already. But I got you. I got you. Okay. But at some point, Epic 7 requires having decently built units and a large number of them. Yeah, yeah. Epic 7 requires it. Grand Blue Fantasy requires it. Like, oh shit, wait, let me check. No, no, you never asked the question, Flame. You never asked the question. But I've most likely have told you in passing my first gotcha game I've ever played. Alright. Is it really a story time? If I can get my facts together. I'll give it a go. That was a weak clap. Let me do a better clap. You just never let your device grind Epic 7 in the background? I do, actually. There are some side projects that I'll do, or I may be playing stuff like Eternal Return or League of Legends, and I'm just on auto in the background. But that's usually ends up things like events, or what's the other thing? Events, or actually running Wyvern. Yeah, no, it's like I'm not that lazy. Well, no. I guess in a sense I am lazy. But I built up a pet to at least give me 20 runs per auto run. The pet system is weird to me. But it's, you know, it's the only way I can get auto battle. But let me actually get to story time. There's the clap. Story time. The first gacha I've ever played. First gacha I ever played. I finally got a working phone. Just smartphone in general. It was an iPhone. And it was a hand-me-down. But it was, you know, at least recent enough to not be crap for a couple of years. I didn't really know what a gacha game was. The only thing that I knew that was like a gacha at the time was from games like Rumble Fighter or Gem Fighter, depending on whichever way you heard of it or played it. And Mabinogi, because you know, OGP games and Nexon, they had folks in the chokehold. You give them money and you may get good shit. So I understood the concept of a gacha, but I'd never played like a, you know, mobile gacha at that time. Fast forward to me getting this iPhone, and I find this game called Brave Frontier. It hurt because, you know, abysmal gacha rates and all of that. But there was something euphoric about actually, you know, getting the characters on the banner and everything when you first play a gacha game. I was arguably still free to play for that game. There was never any reason for me to just dump a copious amount of money into it. And even if it was like, hey, I think you can only, you know, they had like those $2 thing, $3 things or whatever. And I probably only spent them once because one, I'm still a broke college student. And, you know, I just don't have that side money. But with Brave Frontier, I got really wrapped up into the story. The story was really good. I enjoyed its entire first arc. And then it got to the point of the second arc. The second arc was basically, because one of the things that, if I remember, was plaguing the game was, of course, as time goes on and more content comes out, you get more and more broken units. And, you know, I had a dark team that was basically just, hey, the gameplay itself is epileptic seizure, the game. There's just flashing bright lights and colors all over the thing. You don't really get to see the sprites and the characters for real. But with the issue of the power creep, of course, units were getting a little too fucking powerful. So as that power creep kept going on, it got to the point of like, okay, you know what? In this second story, bump all of that. You can't just walk in with your god squad and bitch slap everything. You are now just your avatar that you created way back in the first story that everyone refers to you as, yeah, you're now a playable character. And in fact, you can't summon your team right off the rip anymore. You only get so many people now. And you have to level up every element so that you would be able to get those, like, to have the ability to summon those people back. And then you have to level up yourself with your equipment. And I was with it, but at the same time I wasn't. And I think the coolest thing out of Brave Frontier was I really liked the main cast, even though everyone was cliche as fuck, but I really liked the main cast. I really liked the goddess that tagged along with you. I really liked the Guilty Gear crossover where they allowed for the main character to just be Soul bad guy. Just, here you go, here's the junkyard dog, here's Soul's outfit. You know, back to back. Home and getting ready on a midnight train because it's crossover with Xrd, so of course. It was a good game for the time that I played it, but eventually I got into other gachas such as Fate Grand Order. I got into Azure Lane. I got deep into Girls Frontline. Not so much as to be in game, but enough to remind myself that 45 is the absolute best and no one can tell me otherwise. But I got into so many other gacha games that, you know, some of them had better ways of approaching the gacha side of things, had better drop rates, had just, you know, a bit more fun and engaging gameplay than just swipe on character icon to make epileptic seizure show begin, or just press the auto button and pray. Like, I still like playing some auto games, but you know, that's neither here or there. It's just basically I started playing more gacha games, eventually stopped playing Brave Frontier. That was the first game that really put me onto the gacha genre, but the thing that solidified it would be considered Grand Blue Fantasy. I didn't even mention that when I was listing out the games that I got into slowly but surely, because Grand Blue Fantasy was kind of a beast all in itself. But yeah, that's about the story time for you.